So last lecture we are discussed more about the basics of your computer, we can say, and the whatever the programming language, how the programming language is going to be coming into the picture, and then what is the purpose of using any programming language, then what are the different types of programming language, and there are two types over there, that is a machine level or a low level and a high level, right? And then we are discuss more about the translators and how the translator is plays important role in the understanding to the machine level to high level and high level to machine level. So basically we discuss about the three different types of that translators, and then we are discuss about the number system, and afterwards we are discussing about what are the different types of the number system, and we are more focusing on the decimal number system and binary number system and the octal number system and the yes, and the hexadecimal number system. So these are the basic number systems. So we are discussed on more on that, and then we are start looking of the how to make the conversion decimal to binary, and then binary to decimal. The different ways we are discussed in the last lecture, and one more thing we are discussed in the last lecture, that is how this binary number system internally is it is going to be work. So how much extent means not exactly that much of extent, but you can getting some idea how that machine level to low level, that is a machine level to high level conversion is going to be takes place. Yes or no, guys? Are you getting some little bit of idea about that? Ki exactly what happened internally, because decimal number is understandable to the whom, to the user, and the binary number is understandable to your computer. So you can count it as per decimal wise, but your computer is going to be counted any number which is the decimal format, that is going to be counted with the help of how? But by the with the help of 0 and 1 combination. So everybody getting the idea in the last lecture? Yes or no? Yes? Are you getting some idea? Little bit of idea how exactly the conversion is going to be takes place. That is not only about the number, whatever letters we are going to use in the whenever we are going in that much of detail about the syntaxes, at that time some letters, some words are there. So that words, that letters also having some what conversion is going to be takes place internally. So how the conversion is going to be takes place about the character. First, it is converted, that character converted into the decimal and then decimal to binary. Indirectly, it is a binary format only. So remember, just for your knowledge, I am just giving you some idea about how the conversion is going to be takes place from how that is machine to that is your high level and high level to machine. Is it clear to all of you? So that much part we are discussed in the last lecture. Okay. Anybody from you? Can you just tell me what is mean by what are the different translator we are discussed in the last lecture? Let me know how many of you going through, or yes, how many of you remember all these things? Yeah, compiler, interpreter, and assembler. So who is the responsible for creating exe file? From this, out of this three, who is the responsible for creation of the exe file, executable file? Compiler. Very good. Only single person is participate. Okay, rest of the people just participated. Okay, compiler is a one of the person who is going to responsible for creating of exe file. Okay, so executable file. Remember this thing. Okay, so that is the compiler. Anybody tell me why interpreter is not going to do this exe file creation? We spend a lots of time in the last lecture. Why compiler is the only person who is responsible for creation of this um, exe file? Yeah, it takes a line by line at a time. So that's why you cannot able to create a obj file. Yes or no? That is object code, we can say. So object code, how it is going to be created? Source code. Whenever the whole source code is going to be compiled at a time, then and only then that obj file is going to be created. And afterward that obj file is created, then exe file is going to be created. Yes or no? Agree or not agree? Yes. The entire file we want, then and only then we can create a what? Exe file. One more thing is the spot error is not able to find it out compiler by the compiler, but interpreter is going to be find it out the spot error. Yes. So anytime the error is coming on that time, it is going to be showing you the error. This is lots of things are scenarios happening. Because of that, interpreter is not going to deal with the creation of the exe file. Is it okay, everybody? Are you able to understand this? Okay. Then we are moving towards the today's session, because we are just discussed the last session. We are just start our journey of the programming language. Yes. So today we are discuss more about what is the algorithm. Before starting our C programming, we have to know what is the algorithm, and then we are moving towards how to write the C program. What are the different syntaxes of the C program? Okay. So today we start with the discussion of the today's session with the help of algorithm. So what is meant by algorithm and why we need to learn first of all this algorithm? Please try to understand. If you go through the first slide, you know that what is the first slide of this session or the last session. That is the generation of the computer. Everybody clear about the generation? Yes. So in the first generation, there is a very big computers are there, guys. There is a supercomputer, mainframe computer. Not a single person is handling that computer. There is a lot, so many peoples are working in the computer. Yes. So what happened over there? For handling a single computer, we need to deal with the or communicate with the lots of people. So at that time, what happened? The communication is going to be done, or the whatever the programming is going to be done on that supercomputer with the help of 0 and 1 combination of machine language only. So at that time, computer understand machine language, but human to human communication is not going to be done with the help of that machine language. They need some proper communication, that is a natural language communication, not a computerized 0 and 1. Some people maybe they know the software and some of the people are working for the hardware. Yes or no? So at that time the communication purpose and the proper process is going on that particular computers. For example, suppose 5 people are working on that particular part of the computer. Suppose they are doing some program, and 5 people are working on the different software development. So at that time, how they can integrate their program with the lots of zeros and one? It's not possible. Yes or no? Is it possible that this is 00 से start हो रहा है and it is going to be start with the 001? It's not able to possible. So that's why what they are going to do for handling a particular part of the program, they are writing some step-by-step instructions in a natural language. Please try to understand. This is one of the problem-solving technique. Before start the directly working on the programming language, they are first of all they are before starting the program, they are making some set of rules and the what we can say problem-solving technique on a particular program. Okay, and they are making it some of the part they are making in a symbolic format, and some part they are making in a natural language format, that is the english we can see. And they are writing some rules regarding how to write that program. So that is nothing but algorithm. Are you able to understand why we need algorithm? Yes. What is the necessity of the algorithm? Are you able to understand? Hmm? What is the necessity why we need to learn this algorithm? So the algorithm, what about rest of the people? Are you able to understand why we need the algorithm? Okay. For example, suppose I want to do addition of a program, addition of a two number. Consider it, we are doing addition of a two number, not in our calculator. We are going to do on a supercomputer. Okay. So at that time they are start there they are going to write some algorithm on that particular addition of a two numbers. So how they can write, I'll just show you one of the easiest way and one of the way how they are starting the actually algorithm. So first step is always start. Okay. I'm writing algorithm of what? Addition of two number. First of all, we are going in a simple problem, and then we are little bit of two to three problems we are going to solve with the help of this algorithm, and then we'll moving towards the flow chart. What is the flow chart? Okay. Then second step, what are the things we needed for adding a two number? Yes. The second step. First step is a start. We need to start our program. Then second step, yes, we need to accept two numbers. Yes or no? Without two numbers, how we can deal with, or how we can do the addition? Are you able to understand, guys? We need to accept, yes, accept two numbers. That is, oh, I'm so sorry. Two numbers. Suppose that is, um, consider it n1 and n2. Okay, I'm just taking two things. Then next, what we need to do in the third step? We need to do processing on that. We have to perform the operations. Yes, we have to perform the addition. Yes, so that is one of the processes going on. So we have to here, what kind of process is there? So we need to do add, we can say like that. Add n1, oh, n1 and n2, we can say like this, or we can write like this also. Add, suppose n1 plus n2 also. But more precisely, we have to write in a algorithm wise. Algorithm wise means little bit of theoretical, not exactly the operations. Okay. Then fourth step, whatever the addition is coming, we need to print that, and we have to store in somewhere. Yes or no? So for that storing purpose, what I am going to take here, I need one more variable because the addition should be stored in another variable. So here I am just taking one more variable, that is for addition purpose. I'll just do, I'm just using ad. Okay, ad is the one of the variable where I'm going to store the addition. So you can write like this, ad is equal to n1 plus n2, or you can write add n1 and n2, and you can write like this, or store, if you want theoretical wise, you can write like this, store ad. Okay, you can write like this also, and you can write the similar thing, you can write like this also. Okay, then what we need to do, wherever the addition is going to be stored, I need to print that one. Yes or no? I need to print ad, and after printing, I'm getting the output. The fifth step is, you can write stop or you can write end. Are you able to understand how to write algorithm? Is it everybody getting idea? Yes. For solving any program, whatever the different operations and whatever the things we need to input and output, both the things are going to be right inside the algorithm. Okay. So one more algorithm I'm going to solve, and afterwards I'll directly moving towards the flowchart. Okay. So consider this is what, this is the algorithm of what? Addition of two numbers. Okay. I'll just make some bold. Yeah. And the second one, I'll just, okay, we'll just consider that entered, okay, algorithm for entered number is positive or a negative. Okay. So we need to check that entered number is positive or negative. So we need to draw some algorithm for this. So tell me, you have to tell me what is the first step for every algorithm. What is the first step? Help me. It is always start. Yes or no? It's always start. Yes. Then second step, what I want right now. How many variables I needed? Yeah, accept one number. Accept number, a number that is, suppose n1. Okay, I'm just taking as a n1. Then third step, check, check n1 greater than 0. Yes or no? If it is greater than 0, then yes, print number. We need to only print na number is positive. Yes, if it is greater than 0, then we need to print number is positive. Otherwise, tell me guys, otherwise, yes, if if it is not a greater than 0, then what happened? Yes, tell me. Print, yes, number is negative. Yes or no? Yes or no? And tell me the last step. Already I'm printing over there. So what is the last step? It may be stop, it may be end. Is it clear to all of you? Are you getting some idea how to write an algorithm? Okay. This is very simple problems, guys. Huh? I'm just telling you why I'm taking the simple example, why I'm not taking a complex one. Because this part is not right now, it is not so much is used. They are used still in the data structure, okay, for solving the complex problem. But currently we have just, I just want to give some idea about what is the algorithm. That's why I'm not taking that much of complexity, because we need to understand first of all the programming. What is the programming? We have to complete the C programming. Then you will definitely getting some idea what is the algorithm. Okay, whenever you are going through the data structure part, you will getting some idea what is the algorithm. I just need to give some introduction about the algorithm. What is the algorithm? Is it clear to all of you? Okay, so this is all about the algorithm. Now we are moving towards the next thing. What is the flowchart? If you see guys, this is the very theoretical thing. Yes, currently there is a very simple problems are there. That's why you can read it very easily. You can easily understand this one. But sometimes the problem statements are very big. Maybe it is taking a 4 to 5 pages. Maybe the algorithm problem solving statement, whatever the technique will be, maybe it is a very complex kind of thing is there, and complexity is going to be increased at that time. Reading is much or reading part is a little bit of very much lengthy process. So instead of reading the theoretical way, if we can add some diagrammatical or some shapes over there for handling the processes, it has become more easy. Yes or no guys? Yes, if there is a diagrammatical flow is there, properly flow, how that one system से दूसरे system पे कैसे जा रहा है, right? How it is flowing from one monitor to or input device to output device, how the flow is going on with the arrow, and lots of things are added over there, so you can understanding what is exactly happening, where what system to what system it is going. Yes, the data how it is going to be, the flow is going on, so that is going to be handled with the help of flowchart. So what is the purpose of flowchart? Whatever you are writing inside the algorithm, with the help of flowchart, you will get some pictorial representation or some diagrammatical representation. Okay, so let's check it out. What is the flowchart? So flowchart is nothing but it is a, what I, as I said before, that is, it is a graphical or pictorial representation of your algorithm. We need here we are for helping purpose we adding some symbols or shapes and some arrows. With the help of that arrows we can find it out where this process is going on and where it is stopped. And where to where it is going. With the help of that arrow, we can find it out very easily. The how the data is going to be flow from one device to another device, we can say. Okay, so this is going to be done with the help of flowchart. Okay, so there are some symbols. We'll just check it out, some symbols only, not so much, because flowchart is not going to be used right nowadays. We just go through the algorithm things are there, but flowchart is mostly they are not used right now. Okay, but we have to understand how these programming techniques are coming, how the problem solving things are coming. So we need to understand. That's why I'm writing all. That's why I'm telling or showing all these things. Okay, so let's check it out. The start and the end. Okay, the start and the end is always indicated with the help of this oval shape. Okay, both the start and stop is both the things are going to be indicated with the help of oval shape. Is it clear? It is looking like a circle, but it is not a circle exactly. It's a oval shape. The next thing, the input and output. Okay, the accepting and printing, or we can say showing, all these things are going to be done with the help of this parallelogram. The third thing is process, like if you are performing the operations, or if you are showing any kind of process, like addition is the process. Okay, okay, at that time, that thing you have to write inside where, inside the rectangle. Okay, the next is a decision making. If you are checking something, like we are checking, like it is a greater than 0 or less than 0, whatever. So that decision you have to write always in the diamond shape. And for connecting all these shapes, okay, for connecting all these shapes, we need a arrow. Okay, so let's check it out. Whatever the algorithms we are written over there, for that algorithm we are going to draw some flowcharts or the flowcharts. Okay, so let's moving towards. I'll just try to draw over here with the help of some shapes. So we are first solve this one, and then we are solving the second one. Okay, so you need to help. Now you tell me, for a starting purpose, which shape I have to use? Yes, only 2 and 3 people is participating. Guys, I need everybody's response. Okay, please everyone, please participate. Otherwise, what happened? How much extent you understood whatever the language I am using, whatever the speed I am using for taught you. So please let me know. Okay, I am taking very slowly, but still, if somebody is going to be hesitate, please let me know. Okay, I'll repeat that point also. Okay, fine. So oval shape. Okay, first is the coming towards the oval shape, and here we need to write. Okay, this is not a necessary that you have to use only uppercase, that is a capital case. Doesn't matter, you can use the small case also or small letter also. Only for highlighting purpose I am writing like this. Okay, just a moment. Yeah, the next thing I have to use some connector, so I am just drawing over here the second. Okay, the next, what is the next one? You tell me which shape I have to use right now for accept two number, input output. Is it input or output? First of all, tell me. It is input or output? Yeah, it's a input. So which shape I have to use? Which shape I have to use for input output? Let me check. Yeah, very good. Parallelogram. So I need to draw here parallelogram. Very good. I'm just trying to show you. Yeah. So this is a parallelogram. Yeah. So here I need to write. Can write accept two numbers n1 comma n2, and for storing purpose we need one more number, that is ad. Okay, and okay, ad. I'm just using this. The second thing what I have to write here, again I need to write a connector. Yes, and again here is the connector. I'm just using the arrow, and there is a little bit big arrow, that's why I'm not using here. The next thing what I have to use here for add, which symbol I have to use here for add? Add is the process. Yes, rectangle. Very good. Yeah. So here, can I write it directly like this? You can write n1 plus n2. Yes, I can write like this also. Why it is not coming up? I think I was pressed here. Enter. Okay. Now next is I need to connect a. Now tell me, for printing purpose, which shape I have to use? For print AD. Yeah, parallelogram again, because it is a process. So again I have to need to draw this parallelogram here, and then yeah, and here I have to use only the sentence print. Is it clear to all of you? Are you getting some idea what is this flowchart? Is it okay, everybody? Are you able to understand? And the last one is, whatever the you are writing in the algorithm, similar thing you have to respective, whatever the steps you are writing inside the algorithm, the steps you have to draw in the flowchart. Is it okay, everybody? Everybody getting the idea? Now this is a oval, not a circle. Please remember, guys. And here, is there anybody who is not able to understand? It's a very, oh, sorry. It's a very easy thing. Okay. So this is nothing but your flowchart, and this is the algorithm. Okay. Now similar thing you can draw over here, but only thing for the second one, what you have to do? You have to same. I'll just show you. You now help me, or you can, are you able to draw this, the second one? Only here the third step is different one. Okay, so can I start with the third step? Is it okay, everybody? Because the two steps, you know it, this is a start. First is the oval shape, then the second is accept number n1. So can I start with the third one? Because the drawing taking lots of time. Is it okay, guys? Is it okay? Okay, not okay? Or you need to show all the steps, ma'am? Please show one more time. No problem. Okay, fine. So what you have to do? First is the start should be with the oval shape. The second statement I am solving, guys. The second algorithm. Okay. So first step is always, this is the what start, that is a oval shape. The second is the accept a number. Okay, that is n1. You need to draw parallelogram for the second one. Then the third step is a coming dimension. Why dimension? Because there is a decision making. Decision making, what? Checking, no? So it is, we need to make a decision. What we need to do here? Decision, that check whether n1 is, you can use greater or lesser also. Okay, so depends on that your output is going to be coming. Okay, so is it 0? Is it visible to all of you? I'll just write here enters. Now hope everybody is visible to this. Okay, check that number is greater than 0. If it is yes, so there is a two part is coming over here. Yes, you can draw over here also, and no. Or instead of here, there is a very less amount of spaces there. So here I am going to draw yes, and here I am going to draw no. Okay. So true or false we can say, or yes or no also you can draw. So here I am using true. Okay. And here I am writing a false. Okay. You can write here yes or no also, no problem. Okay. Now tell me, if number is greater than 0, what will be the output? What will be the output? Number is positive. We need to print. For printing purpose, which symbol we have to use, guys? Which symbol we have to use? Parallelogram. Yes. And draw over here. Okay. Is it looking like a parallelogram? Yes or no? Let me know. This is not a rectangle, huh? Parallelogram. I'm just trying to draw here properly. Okay. I'll just select this. Just a moment. Mhm. Okay, let it be. The rest of the formatting we'll do afterwards. So what we have to write here, first of all, tell me the true part. Number is, yes, positive, yes or no? And here what we need to write? Number is negative. Okay. So from the both the end, we need to what? We need to stop. If it is positive, then our program flow should be stopped. And if it is a negative, then also our program flow should be stopped. So both should be connected with, okay. I'll just draw with the help of here. And yeah. And here we need to draw oval shape. Okay. So I need to draw properly. Here I have to write this thing. Okay. And okay. I need to draw properly. Just a moment. Huh? I'll just take here and from here. Okay. So here I'll just draw properly. Arrow. And now here. So both the end we need to stop this. Okay. And here we need to write end. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear how to write the algorithm and how to write the flowchart and the second algorithm? Everybody clear? If from the both the cases, from the both the end, we need to stop. If the number is, suppose entered number is -2, so negative is going to be printed and the program should be stopped now because we are entering only single number. We are not entering the multiple number. Yes. So the program after printing the negative, it should be stopped. If anybody print, if anybody typing suppose 10, which is a positive number. So after printing the 10, it should be stop my program flow. Yes or no, guys? Is it clear to all of you? From the both the end, we need to stop over here. No. Why should we need to write? Why should we, what we can say, increase the complexity? You can write this way also. Or if you want to write both stop, then it is not feasible solution. Okay. I need to draw here arrows, huh? Because the single stop is there. Now, if there is a two stop, so both the ends it is coming. Now, So that's why you can write over the single stop. Okay, fine. This is the algorithm and this was the flow chart. And now we are moving ahead at the next thing. So difference, you can go through this. I'm going to share this all of you. And this is not so much important. So this is the day one actually slide is going to be finished. Now we are going to start our day two sessions slides. And I just want to open this one. Yeah. So today's session, we are going to start actually why we are learning directly. That is why not English, why C, and then little bit history of the C, and then what is the English versus programming language. And whenever we are learning with any programming language, not only programming, whenever we are dealing with um, any language, whenever you are learning, at that time you have to, there are some set of rules and regulations for understanding and the way of writing language, how to write that language, how to pronounce it, how to write it. So that things, that is nothing but the grammar rule is there. So similarly, whenever we are dealing with any programming language, for writing that programming language, there are some set of rules and there are some set of conditions. That is we are going to see in today's part. Okay, we try to cover all the part, but let's check it out how much extent it is going to be completed. Okay, so first of all, we are going to start why not English, why C. Okay, so concentrate on this slide and read out. I'm just give you the explanation about this. You know it, the English language is little bit what, why I'm precisely using English, because we are using English letters and words in C programming. We are not using any regional language like Hindi and etc. languages are coming in India. So we are not going directly inside these languages. English precisely is the international language, and this is one of the language we can understand internationally. So the English language is actually used inside the C also, but not exactly we can say this is the English words or English letters or English is there. Okay, because the English grammar is totally different and C language is totally different, but there is, for understanding or for a communication purpose, they are using English. Okay, so what happened whenever we are dealing with the English language or natural language, there are little bit of ambiguous in nature. What is meant by ambiguity? Means what? There are lots of expression, as well as there is a lots of words are there, that along with that word there is a lots of expressions is coming, as well as there is a two different meanings also coming for a single word in English. Yes or no? Like two examples I'm giving over there, that bank and good. Yes. So these two words, not only two words, I'm just giving you the example of the two words of the English. There is so many words in the dictionary, you know it very well. There is having a lots of words which is having a two meanings or more than two meanings. So in C language, this should not be possible. And in any computer language, we don't want the two meaning words, or we don't have any two meaning words inside the C language. We have precisely single meaning only, not any word having a two meanings. Are you able to understand, guys, what I want to say? So that's why we cannot say this is a English language exactly. The C language is a English language. We cannot say like that. C language is the C programming language only. Clear to all of you? That's why we are not directly switching the program or the computer with the English language. Okay, we are making some set of rules for writing the programming language itself. Okay, clear to all of you? Okay, so I am moving towards the next slide, the history of C. So, so C programming language is invented by or developed by Dennis Ritchie at a laboratory of at which is situated at USA or located at USA, and he is one of the founder of a C language. And one more person is there, Kering Hun is also there. He's also participate, or not only participate, he's also one of the founder member along with the Dennis Ritchie. But Dennis Ritchie is actually traditional C. Whenever the word is coming, the traditional C is going to be invented by, or it is going to be developed by with the Dennis Ritchie, or by the Dennis Ritchie. Okay. And before the development of a C language, there is a lots of languages are coming, and by the taking the inspiration of the rest of the language which is previously developed, by taking some inspiration from that language, the C is become a dominant version. Okay. And they have some kind of we can say, there are some kind of lagging kind of things, or they are not so much perfectly, syntaxes are not going to be done in that previous languages, but in C they are making very dominantly or perfectly syntaxes over there, as compared with that previous languages. That's why C is currently also we are using, and C is still dominant in the market. Okay. So initially C language was developed in Unix operating system. This is a very important thing. So lots of time in the PreCAT also they are asking this question. So Unix is the one of the operating system where this C language is going to be invented, and it is precisely we can say uh, taking some features of your B and BCPL language. Okay. So B and BCPL actually there are having some features which is inherited inside the C language. You know the word inherit. Okay. We can say whatever the things are present over there, it is taking some properties from the that B and BCPL. Okay, inside the C language. Okay. Then next we'll just go through the these what are the different languages before C language. That is Algol, that is in 1960 year, developed by international group. Then BCPL, Martin Richard is going to be invented. Then B language, that is Ken Thompson is there. Then traditional C, which is I am already mentioned, that is going to be invented by Dennis Ritchie. And K and R C, this is a extended version of your traditional C, that is Carrington and Dennis Ritchie. It's a place, or they are adding some different invention along with the traditional C. Both they are added in 1978 inside that K and RC, that is Cunningham and Dennis Ritchie is the developer. And then ANSI committee is coming over there. Then ANSI ISO C is coming. These are the standard, guys. Don't hesitate. These are the committee, and there are lots of peoples are coming, and lots of group of people is coming together, and they are going to invented some new features. Not a single person, but single person is there, but some features are going to be added over there in that C language. That's why that C language is known as NCC. And then ISO, you know the ISO, that is one of the standard is there. That committee is coming to the part, and you are getting the that C language is getting the standard form or standardization at 1990. And then in C99 is the one of the standardization committees there who is going to be developed by that. And currently C not C exactly, but C99 we can say this is the last developed thing. Currently also there are some developments are going on. So I'll just confirm it which is the currently one, and then I'll tell you. Okay. Is it okay to all of you? So currently, as per my knowledge, there is C99 is there, but there are in CPP there is a C18. Okay, CPP 18 is going on, and in your syllables after whenever you are joining the DAC, then at that time there is a C11 is going to be used. That is CPP 11 version is going to be used. Okay. So this is all about the history of your C programming. Then we are moving towards the slide that why not directly we are switching to the English. Why we are precisely known as it is a C language, not a English exactly. So just go through this slide and I'll just explain it. What is the things we are going to learn whenever we are dealing with any language? First, we are going to learn what are the different alphabets in a particular language. Then what are the different symbols coming into that particular language? Yes. So similarly, comparing with the English, the C language, we also going to learn what are the different alphabets are going to be used in a C language, and what are the different symbols and digits are going to be right in the C language. This part we are going to see over here. Okay. Then next, words and number. So what are the different words and numbers are coming over there? Then constant variables, keywords. These are the words in a C language. We'll just go through that step by step. Then afterwards, whenever we deal with the word, after the word making, what are the things are there? With the help of that word, we are trying to make a sentences. And after making a sentence, we are going to write a paragraph. So paragraph is nothing but your program. Okay, so let's check it out. What are the different alphabets and the symbols and the digits we are going to learn in C language? Okay, are you able to understand, guys? So these features we'll just see afterwards. We'll just go through the first of all what are the different alphabets we are going to use, and then we are going to the previous slides. Okay, so concentrate this one. So different character sets. That is, you are nothing but the alphabets. So uppercase alphabets and lowercase. This is an important thing. Capital letters and small letters are treated differently in C programming. समझ में आ रहा है, guys? Are you able to understand? Both the uppercase and lowercase. These both are going to be treated differently, not a similarly. Okay. So I'll tell you why and how. Okay. But right now, just keep it in your mind that two parts is totally different. In English, if you are writing spelling in capital letter or a small letter, doesn't matter. Both are going to be pronounced like a same and both meanings are the same. But in C programming, if you are writing anything in a capital letter and if you are writing anything in a similar spelling, but the same spelling if you are writing in a capital and the same spelling if you are writing in a small case, that is a lower case or a small letters, then it is a consider as a totally different. Remember this thing. Then next thing is digits. Okay, 0 to 9, these digits are coming over there, and there is a lots of special symbols are there, and that all symbols having precisely what single meaning, not a two meanings over. Okay, and white spaces, that is your space bar, you know it very well. Space bar, tab, and new line are also considered as a character set. Special symbols, it is also known as a symbols, or a there is having a character, it is also known as a character. Please try to understand. Is it clear to guys what are the different characters or alphabets used in C programming? Okay, so I'll moving towards next. So whenever you are dealing with any language, there is already built-in words are there inside the dictionary. Every language having their own dictionary. Agree everybody? So the language having their own dictionary, and whatever the words words are written in the dictionary, they are having precisely proper meaning also there. So similarly, in C programming also there are inbuilt words are there. Okay. With the help of this inbuilt words, we can create our own words, our own statements, our own sentences, and after making the sentences, we can create a paragraph with the help of this 32 keywords. Okay, so there are how many reserve words in C programming? There are 32 reserve words. What is mean by reserve words? Reserve words means the meaning. Okay, whatever the meaning of this word is, which is already known to your compiler. I already told you, C is used compiler. So compiler is known or already known their meaning, and their meaning is already stored inside the C library. So C library is nothing but the dictionary, dictionary um, of your C, whatever the words, whatever the word making we are going to do, whatever the sentence making, paragraph making, हम आगे चल के जो भी करने वाले हैं, everything is going to be stored inside, and their meaning is always stored inside the C library. Clear to all of you? So these 32 keywords, whenever our days are going on and whatever the topics we are going to cover, inside that topic, trust me, all the keywords we are going to cover. Okay, all these keywords we are going to cover. Is it okay to all of you? What is the keyword? The meaning is already predefined meaning, we can say. Okay, predefined meaning of the word, that is nothing but the keyword, and their meaning is already known to your compiler. Their meaning is predefined. Okay. Then next, now these are the predefined words, we can say, that is known as a keyword. But suppose I want to create my own words. Okay, suppose I want to create my own words, then we can create with the help of C identifier. So these are nothing but the tokens. What is in by tokens? C tokens. C tokens means what? Whatever the character set, whatever the collection, all we are going to used for the making the programs. So these are nothing but the C tokens. So with the help of the C tokens, okay, with the help of the C tokens, we are going to create our program. Okay, so these are the tokens. Step by step we are going to see these C tokens. So पहले हमने character set देख लिया है. Already we are discussed about the character set. Then we are discussed about the keyword. And now we are start discussion about the identifier. So let me know, everybody clear about the keyword and the character set, or I need to revise it? Is it clear to all of you? Okay. Now I'm moving towards the C identifier. Please try to read out this, whatever I am written inside the slide. Just read in 2 minutes. Okay. Now try to understand what is this C identifier. So C identifiers are nothing but to create our own word. Okay. Or the name in the C program. Name means what? It's a word. Yes or no? So names, there are lots of different types of C identifiers are there. So variables, functions, arrays, structure, unions, and label. So currently we just focusing on the variables. The rest of the whatever the examples I am written over there will just cover in a few days. Okay. Day by day we are going to finish all this part definitely. But currently we are just focusing on the variable. Okay, and then we'll moving towards the functions and arrays whenever our what topics are coming, these topics are coming, at that time I'm going to finish that part. Okay, now just concentrate and try to understand what is this C identifier with the help of variable. Okay, so identifiers can be composed of letters, means what? The composed of means combination of different letters. So I already told you the uppercase and lowercase in C programming is totally having a different meaning. Okay. Then combination of letters, digits, and underscore is also there. Okay. So you can write that identifiers. Okay. So there are some set of rules of writing these identifiers. So the rules are given over here. Okay. So the rules of constructing the identifier. So just try to read out and I'll just cover it that. First rule is what? It should be start with the alphabet only. Whatever the variable whatever the identifier you are going to create. Right now just focusing on the variable. So whatever the identifier we are going to create it, that is going to be the starting of that always a letter. It should not begin with a number. Okay, it should not begin with a number. Then both uppercase and lowercase letters are distinct. Distinct means what? They having a distinct meaning. We cannot say the spelling of this letter and uppercase letter and the lowercase letter is same. So we cannot consider, in English it is considered as a same, but in C programming it is not going to be considered. So that's why C language is known as a case sensitive language. Uppercase and lowercase both are treated differently. That's why whatever the language which is known as a case sensitive, okay, case sensitive, so that language always considering uppercase and lowercase differently. So please try to focus on this word, case sensitive. Okay, then commas and blanks. blank spaces cannot be specified within identifier. So let's check it out. I'll just write some versions. First of all, I'll just go into the save this one. Just a moment. And I'm going to save this for you. Give me a second. Uh, mm, okay, I'll just save this for you, just for your understanding. Okay, now I'm just opening the new one. Now try to focus on how to write the rules. Okay, the first rule is what? That it should be start with only alphabet. Okay, now I just show you some of the things. That alphabets means what? You can start like this. Okay, you can start with capital. Okay, and here suppose I am starting with like this. So both spelling are same, guys. But as I said that this is the case sensitive language, so both are not same variable. You cannot say these are the both are the same identifiers. These are the different identifiers. Suppose I am writing like this. This is also different identifier. Suppose I am writing like this. This is also different one. Okay, so lots of combinations are coming over there. So these are all are considered as a different one. Please try to understand. One more thing, you cannot start like this. Okay, this is not allowed. Please remember. Hmm? This is not allowed. Okay, but you can write like this. Okay, you can write like this. One more thing, suppose you want to, you can start with your whatever the identifiers with the underscore and like this. Okay, as a tryout, I am just showing you the different ways, guys. But you don't use this underscore as a variable. If you are writing, there is a no error. But there are some system variables. Please try to understand whatever the terminology I am going to use. Inbuilt system variables are going to be start always with the underscore. So sometimes we don't know which is already stored inside the header file. I'll tell you what is this header file or which is stored inside the C library. So you cannot, if you are writing the similar kind of name with the whatever the identifier name you are taking here with the help of underscore, and already if there is already present over there inside your C library, so maybe the conflict is coming or ambiguity kind of things are coming. So try to avoid creation of a normal identifier with the help of underscore. Are you able to understand? अंडरस्कोर से आप स्टार्ट कर सकते हो आपके वेरिएबल्स के नाम. But I'm going to recommended that don't use like this. Okay, if it is coming inside your MCQs, then it is allowed. There is no error. I'm just telling you. But whenever you are doing program or whenever you are writing a program, at that time precisely try to avoid use this underscore, because there is a inside the C library there are lots of system variables. Okay, system variables means what? Already built-in variables are there. Okay, so they may be not, they are star or they are written in a with the help of underscore. Their starting is always in the underscore. So try to avoid that. Is it okay to everybody? Are you able to understand why I'm not recommending? Hmm? Then next thing is this is allowed, but I just want to tell you this is allowed. Hmm? Remember. The next is you cannot write in between the symbols. Suppose I'm writing like this, or suppose like this. Mm, any symbol or hash symbol is there. Okay, so in between the name of the whatever the identifier, it should not be write the symbols. Okay, but one more, there is a but it's coming. There are some symbols which is allowed. Okay, like a dollar symbol. I'm just telling you whatever tryout I did now. Depends on that. I'm just telling you some of the things which is important. Some symbols like your dollar, sometimes it is allowed. Okay, but ma'am was telling you that don't use it, but it is allowed. Okay, it is not showing you any error, but not all symbols are allowed. Please try to understand. So that's why don't use that, the symbols in between the name of the identifier. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear to all of you? Because C is a one of the language which is totally system oriented language, because it is a middle, not a totally, it is a middle level language. So there is some meaning of that dollar also, maybe. So at that time, please try to understand. It is sometimes it is used, you can use in between dollar is possible, with the help of dollar it is possible. But rest of the symbols, if you are trying to use and at that time it is showing you error, then at that time you are telling, you are supposed to be like, why it is happening. So that's why I'm telling you the special symbols are not allowed in between the name of the variable. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear? Not clear? Yeah, fine. So this is the one more way. And one more thing, what are the different rules? I just need to check it out. One more, is there anything I left out? Yeah, commas and blank spaces are also not allowed. Suppose you are trying to give that, suppose student name. Suppose this is your big variable name, and if you are separating out like this is not allowed. So in this situation you can use like this, instead of space. Okay, instead of space, array, what happened? Hmm, yeah, you can use underscore. This is allowed, this is not allowed. Are you able to understand? In between you can use this underscore, but starting में क्यों use नहीं करना है, not, that is the system variables are already there, that's why. Okay, so this is allowed. Is it clear to all of you? One more thing, you cannot use like this, like student comma name. You cannot write like this. So actually, comma is used as a separator. Please remember. So the student is treated as a different variable name, and this name is treated as a different variable name. So that's why it is not allowed in between the name. क्योंकि दो variables, whatever number of variables if you are using, or whatever number of identifier if you are writing, for a separation purpose, try to understand. Separation हम C programming में जब करेंगे, then at that time we are using this comma operator. We'll deal with that whenever the comma operator and operator part is coming. At that time I'll give you the what is the meaning of this operators. Okay, so right now just whatever the word I am using, try to focus on that. Okay, so these are working like a separator, so that's why it is not allowed. Okay, but if you want to separate like this, and if you want to treat it as a one, but you want to give some space or for indication of that, then you can use the underscore. Okay, so both are considered as a single variable or a single identifier name. Okay, so these are the rules of writing the identifier. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah, I was completed all the point. Okay. Now I want to tell you about this one also. The length of identifier should not be more than 31 characters. So it's totally depend on your architecture of your computer, that I want to tell you. Architecture means what? Whenever C was invented, guys, at that time there is a 16-bit architecture is just coming into the picture. What is the architecture? The processor. Okay, so you know the processor, there is a 16-bit, 32-bit, then 64-bit, that currently there is a more than 2 core, and more than 4 there is a lots of Intel processors are coming into the picture. So the processor plays important role for the processing the data, you know it very well. Okay, so according to the architecture of your computer, the length of this sometimes the varies. Okay, so 31 characters, maybe it is now a current days, there is a very big processors are coming, the architecture of your configuration of your pieces is very big currently, because it is in right now the TB, 1 TB, that is your hard disk is coming, and the processor is more than 64. So at that time it is vary. Okay, it varies the length of the character, that is I want to tell you. Is it clear? Because this is a middle level language. It is having some features of your C programming. Sorry, not high level as well as low level, system level also. So it is very system. System. If there is any changes in the architecture, it definitely affect to your C programming, not other languages, but C में ये changes होते हैं. Please remember this. Clear to all of you? Okay. One more thing, whatever this 32 keywords, 32 keywords जो हमने अभी देखे हैं, whatever the table we are seeing over here, that names or that keyword should not be as your identifier. You don't use the identifier name or identifier should not be keywords. Okay. Why? Because keywords already giving some meaning. If you are trying to use, sometimes some program is going to help you, or it's going to be work, but some program it is not able to work. So at that time you are going to ambiguous about that कि ये पहले प्रोग्राम में हुआ और सेकंड में क्यों नहीं हुआ, why it is not happen. So for trying to avoid that kind of ambiguity or conflict, don't use the keyword, because what happens in some program you are using for the specific purpose, and some program if you are using as a variable. So at that time, sometimes the compiler are not trying to identify both these things. So try to avoid these keywords as a identifier. Okay, you are not able to use this identifier. Is it clear to all of you? So these are the rules about the identifier. So first identifier we are going to see, that is a variable. Okay. So same rules are going to be used for writing the variables. Okay. So first of all, try to understand what is the variable. Variable, varies. Okay. Varies. The values can be changed. Okay. That is known as a variable. Okay. Then whatever the name given to the memory location. Okay. Name provided or given to the memory location. So I think I told you in the first day that what the one beat and whatever the one byte and rest of the things. Yes or no, guys? Hmm? First day I mentioned that how many that is beats is equal to one byte, then 1024 megabyte, kilobyte, gigabyte, terabyte, and petabyte is also there, right? So our memory architecture or our memory representation currently in a terabyte. Agree everybody? Hmm? Suppose, okay, I'll just telling you that memory addresses are very big and complex to remember. Okay, memory addresses are very big and complex to remember. In as per the architecture of your computer, mostly or precisely your whatever the addresses in C and CPP only we can identify the addresses of the memory. Hmm? In advanced technology, there is nothing like address. There is a hash code kind of thing is there, guys. I'm just telling you the a little bit more about the what is the address. Okay. तो एड्रेसेस जो है वॉट एवर द एड्रेस वर्ड मेमोरी के एड्रेसेस हम लोग बोलेंगे, बोल रही हूं मैं अभी जो, वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ वी कैन आइडेंटिफाई इनसाइड योर CNCPP. Okay. As per the architecture of your computer, mostly the addresses are going to be shown in a hexadecimal format. Okay. कुछ आर्किटेक्चर वाइज सी में वो हमें नंबर्स में प्रॉपरली दिखेगा. Okay, we can identify with the number. But in CPP, whenever you are dealing with the CPP, at that time you will see the addresses are in a hexadecimal format. You know it hexadecimal very well, guys. Yes or no? In the next lecture, maybe you will get some more idea about the hexadecimal. Okay, I'll give you some more idea about the hexadecimal. So currently, please try to understand what is this hexadecimal. Hexadecimal is one of the addresses, numbering of the addresses. Okay, addresses जो है always stored inside the hexadecimal form. So वो जो एड्रेसेस है जो कि बिग रहते हैं, बिग नंबर्स में रहेंगे, वो याद रखना इजी है या आप जो नाम दे रहे हैं उस मेमोरी को वो याद रहेगा? टेल मी गाइस, विच इज द इजीएस्ट वे? आई जस्ट शो यू सम एड्रेस, देन यू टेल मी. ओके, आई एम जस्ट ट्राई टू राइट ओवर हियर. सपोज 0x से हमेशा हेक्साडेसिमल एड्रेसेस स्टार्ट होते हैं. आई एम जस्ट राइटिंग सम. सो टेल मी, this is the easy one or this is the second one is the easy? आपको क्या याद रहेगा, दिस नंबर और दिस n1? लेट मी नो. नंबर or this n1. So that's why this variable concept is coming. Okay, that's why we are giving name to the memory location. Are you able to understand why this variable name is used? Are you able to understand, guys? Currently, I'm just giving you this much. If your memory size is already in use, then at that time, what happened? The address may be changed. The address may be varies, depends on whatever the memory is available, and it is varied system to system. Yes or no? आपके सिस्टम में एड्रेसेस अलग होंगे, मेरे सिस्टम में एड्रेसेस अलग होंगे. Yes or no? The addresses are separate. Yes, everybody is agree. So that's why the variable name is nothing but the name given to your memory location. So क्या कर रहे हैं हम? For that particular program, whatever variables we required for the processing purpose, for dealing purpose, we are giving the name over there, and rest of the headache will be done with the compiler. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? हम क्या कर रहे हैं? For our understanding our program, we are giving the name n1, n2, whatever number of variables you can declare. There is no restrictions of a writing of the variable. That variable name we are writing, and वो कहाँ store करना है, कैसे store करना है, where you have to store, what is the address over there, everything overhead is given to your compiler. Is it clear to all of you? So that is your variable. Why we need to store? Because this is a computer, guys. Everything, first of all, it is going to the primary memory and then secondary memory. So which is the primary memory, guys? RAM. So whatever the variable we are declared, first of all, it is always stored inside the RAM. So हम C programming में mostly we are working with the RAM, and from that RAM also, okay, उस RAM में भी हम लोग किससे डील करने वाले हैं? We are mostly use the stack area. Okay, हम लोग पढ़ेंगे वो क्या होगा. ठीक है? We cannot say it's a substitution, because programmer is very what we can say, um, not a number oriented. Any if you the person, not a programmer. If you are going anywhere, person is very name oriented, or the word oriented, instead of digit oriented or a number oriented. So instead of what uh, giving the number for that identifier, they are giving some name. Try to understand. So we have to deal with the memory location. We have to store, first of all, anything we are writing. Currently, I'm moving also my cursor. So that cursor also, the process is going to be stored anywhere. Are you able to understand? But it is done by operating system. Operating system is not giving you this overload, what we can say, where it is storing, what it is storing. But you know it very well. Currently, my slide is working over here. So first it is, yeah, it is stored somewhere else. So that is coming in a secondary memory. And after whenever I'm opening it, it is showing in the RAM, and RAM through it is visible to your console. Yes. So this is kind of dealing is done. This kind of processing is done. So I want to process my program. So wherever it is processing, it is processing in the your secondary, first it is processing your primary memory, and then it is storing in the permanent way. Try to understand. So that's why I want, for a processing purpose, I want some memory. So instead of writing that, instead of remembering the name, or instead of taking the what the memory address remembering overload to the programmer, what they are giving the provision? Variable name. Are you able to understand, Ayush? कि ये overload क्यों programmer को दे? That is all over. It is a compiler. But try to understand why this variable concept is come. Okay. One more thing. The variable varies. It can be changed. Change क्या होता है? उसके अंदर की value. Try to understand. I'll show you what is the varies and everything. Just try to understand right now the concept. Okay, exactly कैसे है? I'll show you with the help of program. Okay, now it is used to store data. Okay, and it can be reused many times. One more thing, it is a way of represent what location through the symbol, so that it can be easily identified. It is only for identify easily. That's why we are using this variable. So for example, ये int क्या है? Int is the keyword. एंड कीवर्ड की स्पेसिफिक मीनिंग क्या है इसकी मैं बताऊंगी आपको विद इन अ फ्यू मिनट्स. जस्ट राइट नाउ जस्ट ट्राई टू फोकस ऑन ए एंड बी. ए एंड बी ये नहीं देना है. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग फॉर योर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. बट num1 and num2 is more precisely used. Okay, so num1 and num2, these are the variables. Now each and every variable This the rules are same. I'm not going to discuss this rule because whatever the rules we are discussed in the previously identifier, the same rules for this also. Okay. This statement we are discussed afterwards. Global variable and local variable. This terminology only we are going to discuss. Okay. Now before starting or writing the how the variable is going to be stored and whatever the memory location name, we have to understand first of all types, data types in C. Okay, and then we are moving towards, and then I'm going to show you one of the first program how to write the first program. Okay, so try to focus over here, data type. Okay, so what is mean by type means what? Already suppose there is a memory. Okay, inside your memory suppose data is coming like this, suppose flow SARN. I'm just typing anything. Okay, now try to understand. Are you able to understand anything whatever I'm typing? Are you able to read this? Whatever I typed over here, are you able to read this? No. So they find out that if data is coming like this, we need to separate it out. How to separate it out? This part, I'm going to separate it out here. So now you can identify it if I'm separating like this. So you can identify these are what? Guys, tell me. If I'm separating like this, so you can currently you can identify these are the numbers and these are the characters. Yes or no? Now you can understand. Yes. If it is combinedly coming, you cannot find it out what is exactly is coming. Yes or no? Are you able to understand? Now you can separate out separately. You can understand this data is a characters or letters, and the rest of the data is a number, right? And if precisely the number is coming like, suppose number में भी ऐसे कुछ आ रहा है, you cannot read like this number. Yes. So again, we are going to separate out this number differently. So whatever the type coming, according to that type, your data is going to be what? Separate out and you can perform some operations. अगर ये combine होता, you can add these characters with the number. No. Okay. So that's why we need a data type. According to whatever type of data is coming, according to that memory is going to be allocated. समझ में आ रहा है? Are you able to understand why this data type is coming? Yes. So समझ में आएगा. Give me a few minutes. Okay. If you are not able to understand, try to understand. Yeah, I know. Wait. Have some patience. So data type is basically there are three types of data types: primitive data type, derived data type, and user defined data type. Okay. So primitive data type पे हम लोग आज ज़्यादा focus करेंगे. We are focusing or 2 to 3 days we are just focusing on these data types, and then we are moving towards the rest of them. So these are what data types. Now you are coming little bit of knowledge about this. What are these primitive data types? Primitive data types are these data types, that is a char, int, float, double, void. These are the keywords. What is the use of this char? This char is used to store the character type of data inside the memory. Now your picture is clear. This int is used for storing integer data only, that is without precision or without decimal point. Okay, only the integer part is going to be stored inside this int data type. Then next is the float. Float is used for the floating number, or you can say number with the decimal or number with the precisions. You know the precision word very well. Point के बाद जो रहता है, that is known as a precision. Okay, 10.5, 5.78. So like that number is going to be stored inside the float. Okay, and double, suppose you want a big scientific number and if there is a lots of decimal के बाद suppose 10.56789110, ये बड़ा अगर number है, if there is a big number, for storing that big number there is a double. And that void we can I'm just keeping right now, I'm not using that one. Why? Because this part we are going to cover in a function topic, and that derived data type is coming at that time. I'm going to cover this void. Okay, and then whenever I'm showing that, I'm just try to show you what is this void. Okay, only that little example I am giving you about void, and in a descriptive manner when we are going to learn inside the derived. Now little bit picture is clear about what is this primitive data type and why you are learning this data type. Little bit picture is clear. Whatever I'm going to show over here. So at that time, if you see guys, this is what char. Can I say? No, no, no. Don't go that much of filter and all. Please try to understand. These are the way of writing, or this is a type specific language. Whatever data type is coming, according to that, memory is going to be allocated for that variable. That's why we need to understand what is data type in C programming. Okay, try to understand. Okay, filter and all, we'll just take it out. Right now, just try to focusing on whatever the data type is coming. According to that, your memory is going to be allocated. That's why we need to understand what is the data type. Why? Because C is a type specific language. समझ में आ रहा है? In a few minutes you can understand. Okay, give me a few minutes. ये किस टाइप का डेटा है आप बताओ अभी मुझे. अभी हमने थोड़ा सा डेटा टाइप के बारे में पढ़ा है. You tell me. This first is a char and the second is int and the third is float. Okay, and if I am taking float जैसे ही डबल है, only ये क्या करेगा, ज्यादा प्रिसिजन स्टोर करेगा. Please try to understand. Okay, only this much difference between this. Is it clear to all of you? तो ये हम डायरेक्टली नंबर ऐसे स्टोर नहीं कर सकते हैं. फॉर स्टोरिंग दिस नंबर वी नीड अ वेरिएबल. So for storing, right now, please try to understand. Single character only can store inside the character data type. Huh? So here, I suppose I am taking one variable. So variable name I am taking. So this is what? This is the way of writing a character. Huh? Single quotation we need to write a character. This is my character data type. Okay. Suppose num. So I'm just taking a small number. I'm not taking this big one. I'll tell you why and what is the reason. Okay. Few minutes. And then fnum. This is what? My float number. And this is what? Suppose dnum is my double. Are you able to understand now? Are you able to understand how to declare a variable? Now, at whatever the variables we are writing over here, guys, depends on that their size is going to be allocated inside the memory. This size is totally, it is going to be stored like this. Suppose you are writing a char keyword along with the particular variable, then it is taking how many size inside the memory? 1 byte. You know what is mean by 1 byte. 8 bit is equal to 1 byte, right? It is taking how many byte? 1 byte. If there is an integer number, only for the integer, as per the architecture, if you are using more than 64 or 64-bit architecture, then it is taking a 4 byte. So currently nobody using less than that architecture. But in the previous one, it is taking a 2 byte. But currently it is taking how many bytes? 4 bytes. Is it clear to all of you? Okay. Sometimes you will get the answer like a 2 bytes. Why 2 bytes? Because it varies the architecture of the computer. I told you what is the architecture. Okay. Then again, this float is going to be stored 4 bytes and this double is taking 8 bytes inside the memory. Is it clear to all of you why we are going to learn these data type, guys? Now tell me, are you able to understand? Because we want to store that value. So अगर डेटा आ रहा है तो वो किस टाइप में स्टोर करना चाहिए, कैसे स्टोर करना चाहिए, मेमोरी में कहाँ पे स्टोर करना है, एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग टू बी डन विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस डेटा टाइप. समझ में आ रहा है guys? Now everybody is clear. Those who are asking filter and all, now you are clear about this. Okay, so take a 5 minutes break. Now it is a okay. I will going to start this session after a sharp at 12:05. Okay, so take a break. Okay, 12:05. Is it okay to all of you? So please, okay, come sharp at a 12:05. Okay, don't go anywhere. Just mute yourself, and I'm just stop my screen sharing. Okay, fine. Okay, I'll just share my screen. Give me a moment. My screen is visible to all of you. Okay, so everybody is clear. Now, I just want to show you the more detail about the data type, and then we are start actually write one program, because I want to show you how to write a program. Or the first, we can say, first program in C, how to write, how to it is going to be execute, everything I'm going to show you in today's lecture. Now, first of all, we'll just complete this, what is this data type, and then we are moving towards whatever I want to show you about the program. Okay, so as I mentioned, this C programming is a type specific language. Okay, and type oriented language. Whenever you are going in a advanced technology, okay, then at that time the same data types are going to be used, guys. There is a little bit of more data types they are added over there, but these are the primitive data types which are constantly going to be inherited, or constantly the same data types are going to be used in the advanced technology also. Only that the there is a different way of writing is going to be changed, or the writing of that, or a type of writing, in short, if I want to say, the way of writing of this data type is little bit slightly changed in the different technology wise. Okay, if you are moving in CPP, and then in a Java, and then in the advanced Java, whatever the things, whatever the different you are going to learn, for example, .NET is there, C sharp is there, then at that time slightly different difference of writing is there, but these are the primitive data type. Please remember this thing. Okay, so for character data type is specifically used for writing a single character. Again, I'll mention, it is used to store only single character. Suppose I want to store a word, how should I do, ma'am? So currently it is only used for storing a single character. For writing a word or a name, for storing that, there is a different, what we can say, specifier is there. I'll tell you that one. Okay, whenever the particular topic we are discussed, at that time I'm going to show you how the words are going to be stored. Currently, just focus on the single character. Then for storing the single character, how many bytes we needed? 1 byte. And one more thing, there are some type specifier. Okay, specifier or a type specifier, if the word is going over there. Then %C is telling you that it is going to be stored in a character type. Char data type also, and there is one %C. That is a type specifier, one of the additional thing inside the C programming. Whenever you are going in advanced technology, this type specifier concept is not there. But C programming में we have to write this type specifier explicitly. What is meant by explicitly? आपको खुद को लिखना पड़ेगा. Implicitly मतलब compiler itself करेगा. Okay? So try to understand this word. Explicitly मतलब आपको खुद को प्रोग्राम में टाइप करना पड़ेगा whenever you are want to store the data as a character. Okay, where you have to use, I'll tell you. Okay, then next is the integer, that is int. It is used for storing only integer value. Okay, and %d is the type specifier is going to be used for the, yes, for the storing integer data type. It is going to store 4 byte, but as I told you, it is totally depends on the architecture. In the previous architecture, that is more less than 64-bit is there, 16-bit is there, then at that time it is taking only 2 bytes, huh, guys? But currently we are not going to use that processors and that architecture, so it is taking a 4 byte compulsory. But remember, don't forget. Okay, then next is a float. Float is used for storing the decimal number, that number with the precision and single precision, and the type specifier is %f, and it is again taking a 4 byte, which is I haven't mentioned, but it is taking a 4 byte, remember. Then next is a more precisions. Suppose you want to store a double precisions or more precisions, then at that time it is going to stored as a double in a small case. I mentioned here capital, don't, it is a small always. So this is a spelling, or we can say there is a typing mistake is there. And please note down this, there is no capital letters we are going to use in for the inbuilt. Okay, it is always in a small case and it is a case sensitive language. Okay, and percent %lf is used for the as a type specifier for a double. Is it clear to all of you? Okay, this derived data type and user defined data type we will discuss afterwards. Okay, now the format specifier or the type specifier, we can say format specifier, whatever. So these format specifier are used to convert data into character, convert percentage for the signed int. We'll just discuss what is the signed int and unsigned. Right now just concentrate on the int. Okay, percent f for the convert 6 that is a float. 6 precisions क्या होता है मैं बताऊंगी. Percent s ld and then u and x and percent o e and one more is percent p is also for storing the integer. Okay, now without wasting time, um, before that I just want to show you, yeah, the simple program of C. Okay, and then we are moving ahead the rest of the things. Okay, so simple programming C, the first line of your program of the C, hash include stdio.h compulsory. Okay, so currently I'm using this Dev C++ IDE. Okay, this is very easy for the beginner for understanding. So that's why I'm using this Dev C++. There is a lots of already, if you know about the code block and VS Code, you can use if you are very comfortable with that IDE. But I'm going to use this Dev C++. Okay, guys, is it okay to all of you? And this is the Dev C++ की जो भी whatever the downloads and the installation is very easy process. So I'm just sharing you with this all in today's session or today's drive मैं वो share करूँगी. Okay. Now first what you have to do, you have to open this Dev C++ and you have to go as a file, new source code. फिलहाल के लिए source file we are going to use. Okay. And in the first line, I'm just typing your first program of the C. The first line is always start with hash include. I'll tell you what is the meaning of this. Everything I'll mention you. Don't worry. Okay. Hash include this angular bracket we need to write stdio.h. So now I'm going to tell you what is the meaning of this. This is nothing but header file. .h is known as a header file. Okay. Inside the header file, there are lots of predefined what functions. Okay, predefined matlab already Dennis Ritchie ne, Carrying Henne, whatever the number of developers and CCK and whatever the communities are there, which is helping you for the developing the C programming and whatever the predefined things inside the C programming. One of the first file or one of the important file is your stdio.h, standard input output header file. Hash include is used for including this header file inside our program. For in short meaning, I am just telling you short and sweet meaning. Okay, whenever you are going more in detail, then at that time I am giving you the brief meaning as well. Okay, the short meaning is what I am trying to use. These are the what system libraries related files and different already built-in things are there, which is helping you for creating our own what our own program. So that's why we need to include this header file. Clear to all of you? Why we need to write first line as a header file? Yes or no? Okay. The second one is you have to write int main or main. This is the single function compulsory you need to write, and this is what opening and closing curly bracket. This is telling you the start of the program or start of a block or end of the block. Okay, now I am trying to write one of the statement. I want to print some statement. So for that, printf is a one of the inbuilt function, and their the declaration. I'll tell you what is the declaration and definition. Few days you needed for understanding this. Maybe after टुमारो के बाद जो भी सेशन आएगा उसके बाद आपको पता ही चल जाएगा व्हाट इज द मीनिंग, व्हाट व्हाई वी आर यूजिंग, व्हाट इज द फंक्शन एंड व्हाट आर द दिस थिंग्स. To try to understand right now, just focus over there. Printf is a one of the function which is helping you whatever data you are typing inside over there, that is going to be printed on your output screen. Okay, now I am just printing hello world. ठीक है, तो whatever the message you are typing over here, it is always write in a double quotation. And हम लोग normally sentence खत्म होने के बाद we are writing full stop, yes or no. Here we are writing semicolon, which is indicating this is the end of what, the statement and the line. ठीक है, ये कंपाइलर को बताने के लिए वी आर राइटिंग ऑल दिस थिंग. व्हाई वी नीड अ कंपाइलर, बिकॉज जो भी प्रोग्राम हमने अभी आप लोग देख रहे हो स्क्रीन पे, वॉट एवर प्रोग्राम आई एम टाइपिंग ओवर हियर, इट इज इन इंग्लिश बट नॉट एग्जैक्ट इंग्लिश. एग्री एवरीबडी, yes or no? Everybody is agree. This is not exactly English, but it is a English, but it is a C program. Why it is C program? Because there is having some predefined meaning over there. There is no any word like a main. Main का हमें अलग ही word है in our English, but here this is a main function. This is the single function and the only function which is you have to write inside the program, and which is the starting point of your or starting file of your program, we can say, where the execution is start. Please remember. Okay, this printf is nothing but it is also inbuilt function which is used to printing whatever the data you are typing inside over there, that is printing on your screen. Okay, and this curly brackets is telling that whatever the program I am writing, इसके बीच में ही लिखना है. This is the starting point and this is the ending. इन दोनों के बीच में ही आपको क्या लिखना है, you need to write a program. Is it clear to all of you? अभी मुझे execute करके देखना है. What I have to do? I have to check, is there any compiler error? Is there any problem is there? So first of all, what I have to do? I have to save this file. So I'm just saving this file inside your day one, wherever I was created. Yeah, here, sorry, day two. I'm so sorry. So here I'm going to create one folder for the code. So you can separate out afterwards whenever I'm going to share it. And inside over here, I'm just saving this as a, just a moment. Why it is not minimized? Okay, it is. Okay, let it be. I'll just type here. Is it visible, guys, to all of you? ये यहाँ पे दिख रहा है आपको? Okay, I'm typing first row dot C explicitly देना है because this is a CPP. Okay, CPP1 extended one. So आपको compulsory यहाँ पे dot C देना है and you have to save this. Okay, save करना है. Now if you see, this is what my guys tell me, this is a source file. Can I say this is a source file? Is it so? This is my source file. Now I need to convert it into obj. So with the help of compiler, compile होने के बाद क्या हो जाएगा? There is only warning is coming. Let it be, this warning is doesn't matter. This is a C++11. So this is the one of the version. Don't worry. Okay, this is just a warning. This is not error. Okay. ठीक है. I'll just compile it one more time. Don't worry. Warning को कुछ problem नहीं आता. There is no error. And then we have to run this. Is it coming properly? Is it visible to all of you? I'll just make little bit big size. Mm. No, just a moment. Now it is visible to all of you. Okay. Hello world आ गया. If you focus over here, what is the file? What is the extension of this file? What is the extension of this file? exe. Are you able to understand how the conversion is going to be takes place? how the conversion is going to be takes place. In some software that obj is going to be visible, but currently it is not going to be visible. Okay, obj पहले दिखाई देता था, but it is a what a for nobody can decrypt it, और security purpose wise वो obj फाइल अभी कुछ कुछ सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं दिखाते हैं, but exe फाइल is visible to all of you. क्या हुआ, ये सोर्स फाइल है, उसका exe फाइल में कन्वर्जन हुआ. आर यू गेट एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस? क्लियर टू ऑल ऑफ यू? ये तो समझ में आया आपको? कंपाइलर क्या करता है, exe फाइल क्रिएट करता है, तो वॉट एवर आई एम टाइपिंग ओवर हियर इट इज प्रिंटिंग ओवर हियर. यस और नो? नाउ वन मोर थिंग आई एम गोइंग टू टाइप ओवर हियर. मुझे, मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, और दो तीन प्रिंटफ लिख रही हूँ, सो यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड इट. बिकॉज आई एम टाइपिंग सी प्रोग्राम, सी प्रोग्राम, okay, whatever. So here I am typing some statement, compiled it and run it. Is it coming? But if you see, whatever I am typing over here in the next line, but it is coming in a same line. Yes or no? It is coming in a same line. Yes, I am typing in a different printer, but it is coming in a same printer. So for that reason, we have to know, yes, escape sequences, because compiler only understand the line by line code execution. They don't understand where whatever the spaces are coming and all coming, next line is coming. This is not going to be understood by the compiler. So for that reason, you have to use some escape sequence characters /n. Okay, दिखाती हूँ मैं क्या होता है, वो बताऊंगी मैं आपको. Okay, and now run it. It is coming next line. Yes guys, /n is used for the new line. Is it coming? Yes. Is it clear to all of you? Hmm? Now I'll just show you this one, and then I'll just explain it, and then you are more precisely understand. Okay, now this is one of the what, pre-processor directive. Pre-processor क्या होता है? Before processing, before compilation जो भी होता है, that is known as a pre-processor. Okay, that is with the help of this hash symbol. This is nothing but hash symbol is known as a pre-processor directive, and this include is the nothing but the pre-processor directive. Okay, hash, and hash is nothing but it is indication of what, before compilation, before process. Okay, that is a preprocessor. So it is going to be write always with the help of this hash include stdir.h, क्योंकि ये compilation से पहले हमें ये header file क्या होनी जरूरी है, आपकी processing में जाना जरूरी है. That's why we need to write before this. This is going to be done with the help of this preprocessor. Then int main true, what happened? These are the whatever the program, that is at least function is there, that program is actually start with the help of this main, or the compilation is all actually start with the help of this main. Okay, main से आपका program execution is going to be start, and then whatever number of statements, इसको क्या कहेंगे, statements you are writing inside the main, that is going to be executed. Okay, okay, everybody is clear with this? Now we are coming to the part of variable declaration. Okay, so you know the data type, we need a data type. Okay, and suppose I am writing like this. This is what, integer data type. Okay, then next is a char. Suppose I am writing ch, and here I am writing a character one e. Then next float f num. Suppose I am taking like this, and here I am just 10.56. And the next one is double. And then I am just taking 10 point, or not 10 point, 18.9 something number over here. Okay, now these are the nothing but according to the data type their memory is going to be allocated, and according to that it is going to be printed. Okay, now concentrate over here. Now I am writing printf. I want to print, suppose I want to print what? Num. Num के अंदर क्या है? You know 10. But I want to print that whatever the memory. अभी ये क्या होगा? Num जहाँ पे store होगा वहां पे क्या हो जाएगा? 10 वैल्यू आ जाएगी. Try to focus over here. अभी मैं दिखाती हूँ आपको. Then you will more understand as per the picture wise. So I'll just mute it. eh? Not going to save this. Okay. And here I'm just taking all this. Now your picture will be more clear about this. What exactly it is going to be. So inside the currently I'm just mentioning the RAM. I'm not going to mention rest of the things. Inside the RAM, some space is going to be allocated for this. Suppose this is num and their address is suppose consider something like that. Okay. This is the address. And inside this address, this 10 value is going to be stored. Now everybody clear what happened? And suppose there is a char is there. Oh, I'm so sorry. Suppose some memory is going to be allocated for this char. Okay. And here is the ch and here whatever the address is there, and inside this address this e is going to be stored. Is it clear to all of you how the memory is going to be allocated? Not exactly this memory. I'm just taking some random addresses, guys. It may be varies as per whatever the memory is allocated inside my whatever the system. According to that, the memory addresses are coming. But addresses के लिए अलग से print लिखना पड़ेगा, अलग से करना पड़ेगा. For printing this 10 value which is present inside this num, for that we have to use format specifier %d, comma num. This is the way of writing. So whatever the num you are trying to write, it should be always in a without quotation. Okay, without quotation you have to print. Okay, otherwise if you are writing in a quotation, try to understand वो क्या print करेगा. Message print करता है वो. Okay, message you can say whatever that thing is going to be done. I am just using /n for your understanding. Okay, I'll just compile it first and then run. Is it visible to all of you? Is it visible to all of you? Are you able to understand how to print a variable, how to write a variable, and how to print a variable? Is it clear? This num if you are not writing also doesn't matter, huh, guys. इसका कुछ ऐसे कुछ ये issue नहीं होने वाला है. If you are not printing like this num, but ये %d compulsory आपको लिखना पड़ेगा for printing purpose. Okay? % क्या करता है? Try to understand. जिस memory पे वो है, this % operator what it is going to do? This जिस memory पे है वहां से वो integer data type fetch करके आपको दिखाएगा on screen with the help of this printer. Is it clear to all of you? Is it clear to all of you? Everyone? Okay. Now I want to print what? The character. So how? Which format specifier I need to use? Tell me, guys. Suppose यहाँ पे मैं message लिख रही हूँ. Whatever message, character is or letter is, whatever. तो अभी आपको यहाँ पे %c you have to use. And you have to compile. Every time you have to compile, guys. Because this is not an interpreter. And if you are making a changes, you have to recompile. I told you in the first day lecture. If you remember or not, I don't know. But I was mentioned inside the slide also. So go through today. I'm just share with you. So if you see, guys, what happened here? Num print नहीं हो रहा है. If you see. Yes, num मैंने किया. गलती से क्या किया? Num किया. There is no error. But there is a logical error. Yes or no? तो यहाँ पे मुझे num लिखना चाहिए था. क्या लिखना है मुझे यहाँ पे? ch. Try to understand. Okay. Now again I'll compile it and run this. Now it is coming properly. The second line. Are you able to understand? Clear to all of you? Is it clear to all of you? Yeah. The next one. And one more printf I'm just taking and I'll make here changes. float number and here I am just typing double number. यहाँ पे सिर्फ मैं मैसेज टाइप कर रही हूँ. Now tell me where I need to change here. What are the two things I need to change now? यहाँ पे क्या करना पड़ेगा? Which specifier I have to use? Format specifier यहाँ पे? No. Percent F. First पे percent F and second पे and second में I have to use LF. Okay? And यहाँ पे क्या करना पड़ेगा? I have to take proper data type, proper variable, not data type, proper variable name. Yes? Are you able to understand? Now is it clear to all of you? Currently it is giving you the 6 precisions and by default it is for a floating purpose, it is giving the 6 precision. Double के लिए वो पहले बार वो 6 precision ही देगा. I'll tell you how it is increase this precision and the rest of the things will tell you afterwards. Okay? Right now just concentrate. Okay? Is it okay to all of you? Hmm? Clear to all of you? Yeah, I'm just showing you something different one. Okay. By default, it is taking a 6 precision for a by default. If you are taking a 5, 6 also, it is by default showing you 6 precision. And for a double also, it is a little bit bigger precision. Yeah, but currently double is nothing but the extended version of a float. So currently it is taking 6 precision itself. But whenever you are, whenever I'll show you the different example, at that time you will get the whatever the exact precision it is going to be taken. Is it okay, Anuma? Hmm? I'll show you the different variations. I just want to show you currently how it is going to be stored and then we'll move into the rest of the advanced part. If you see guys, this one, this concentrate this one, this line. If you see here, what I printed num as a 10, you know it very well. What is the value inside the num? 10. But which format specifier here I am taking guys? %x. %x is used for us converting whatever data into the hexadecimal. That is I want to show you. Hexadecimal. So I told you in the last lecture, there are 16 numbers present in the hexadecimal. 0 to 9 as it is a 0 to 9 indicated. But 10 to 15 it is start with the A and up to the F. Everybody clear? So this A is indicated the 10 value. Now it is clear to all of you. मैंने last lecture बताया था. याद आ रहा है? Okay. Instead of here I am taking a 15. What happened here? You tell me. It is showing you F. Concentrate this line. Huh? और यहाँ पे मैं थोड़ा और precisely I'll just tell you hexa decimal. Okay. Now concentrate. Then your more picture will be clear. Is it okay? Everybody is clear with this? F आएगा. Hmm? Is it clear to all of you? Hmm? So some variations I'm going to show over here and some of the variations I'll give you as a tryout. Okay, not from today itself. Maybe tomorrow onwards I'll share with you that part. Okay, so today just go through this whatever the things I was explained you. Okay, is it clear to all of you? Understood everybody? What are the data type? What are the primitive data types? What is the keyword? So some keywords, 4 keywords are finished over here if you see. हो गया ना खत्म? 4 कीवर्ड्स आज याद आ रहा है ना? मैं कीवर्ड्स बताए थे, तो डे बाय डे whenever we are learning the more concept, your all keywords are going to be finished, don't worry. Okay, so everybody is clear about this? Okay, so now I'm going to stop today's session. uh, Tomorrow's session link will be shared by sir. Okay, everything is going to be shared on your group. Data today I'm definitely sharing. Okay, whatever the data and whatever the code is here, I'm going to share here. Okay, so right now I'm stopped today's session.